If we were back in the day and she had to stone me to death, she would. She would gladly do it because of my preference. What's good, YouTube fam? It's your girl China, Ahu Party, coming to you live. I want to talk about how my relationship turned out with my parents after they found out that I like girls. Quick backstory. I grew up in a single parent home. My mother, she raised me and 3 boys. The age gap was so huge. The closest brother to me was 7 years older than me. So I was really cool with him. Rest in peace. That's why I'm speaking in past tense. I loved him dearly, and he was the one that I built a true relationship with. But anyways, we were in a Christian household. We went to church all the time, every Sunday. Different churches, by the way. We could never find a home church for some reason. But outside of church, we would do Bible studies. My mom would actually have me memorize verses and sometimes test me on them. That's how extreme she was with Christianity. I never really thought anything of it. Me and my mom, we had a close relationship. She would sing to me. She helped educate me. I started reading at a very early age. I was in advanced classes all the time. My mom did a great job with raising me. I can definitely say that. As a single mom, of course, she has to work. She had to go to school. She took care of us. But when she wasn't there, I was hanging out with my brother that's 7 years older than me. And he wasn't the greatest influence. Being around him so much, it made me a tomboy. I wanted to be just like him. He encouraged it. He used to tell everybody like China gonna be a beast when she grow up. He encouraged me to fight. So being around him so much and not being around my mom to learn feminine things, learning how to cook. She tried to teach me a couple things. Maybe she just gave up on me. Maybe I was at lost cause. But femininity, I believe, is taught, and masculinity as well. And I just wasn't taught feminine things. I was just in my masculine 24/7. But I never said I liked girls. I was actually into guys all the way through high school. I will say I started playing basketball at the age of 5. So when I was in high school and middle school, of course, I played on the girls' team. But outside of school, I wanted to play ball. And who's playing ball outside of school? The boys. That was me all the time. Wanted to be around the boys, but I still had crushes on guys. You know what I mean? I didn't see anything wrong with it because that's just how I grew up. Now in high school, since I was so masculine, I wasn't attracting guys. And I understand that. You know, looking back at that time, I didn't. I was a teenager, you know? I was just being me. After a while, my mom started asking me, do I like girls? I guess just because I never mentioned guys like that, but guys weren't talking to me. I wasn't allowed to date. We were in a strict household. So that was part of the reason as well. But she would ask me over time a few times, do you like girls, China? I would say my senior year, there was this girl that I just thought was pretty. Never really thought much of it. Didn't want to act on it. I'm just like, wow, she's pretty. And I actually kind of wanted to say hey to her when I walked by in the hall. That should have gave me a little cue that, okay, I might be interested in girls. But I still had crushes on guys. That was like, damn, you think I like girls? I don't. I keep telling you that. It gets annoying when you tell somebody what you're interested in and they don't believe you. But that's really the truth. At that time, I didn't think anything of girls in that way. But to make this long story shorter, fast forward to college, freshman year, I was dating guys, you know? Sophomore year, I had my first experience with women, never looked back. Let me not say some false information. I still dated guys in that time when I first started dating girls, you know, still tried a little bit of both, you know what I mean? A little dibble dabble. But put it this way, it's been over 5 years since I messed with a guy. Now, how did it affect my relationship with my mom? Again, she was really into Christianity. Now she's like a Hebrew Israelite, something like that. She says the Most High now. She's very extreme. She doesn't agree with it, period. When I mention a girl that I'm dating or something, if I say something about them, she'll call them my friend. You know, and I think most older people do that anyways, honestly. These older generations, they don't care. They're not going to respect it. They don't even acknowledge it the way that we acknowledge it. When I first came out, she would always try to introduce me to young men. She would show them my pictures. Maybe even a few years ago, she even tried to do this. And this is when I'm solid, you know what I mean? Like, I'm damn near ready to marry a girl type shit. Like, no, she still tries to hook me up with guys, even when I had a girlfriend. It was very disrespectful, honestly, but that was her. You know, I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want them. I don't even know them. She would put me on the phone with guys. I'm like, hey, how's it going? I don't know what to say to you. You know, so that was really weird and annoying, but that was another thing. Now, this is what really affected our relationship. The conversations we had, her faith and everything, her religion. She doesn't like to call it religion, so I don't know what to call it exactly. But the things she said to me over the phone all the time would be very insulting. Like, she didn't understand how it affected me mentally. She would tell me I would go to hell. And one of the worst things that she told me, it sticks with me to this day, is that if we were back in the day and she had to stone me to death, she would. She would gladly do it because of my preference. That stuck with me. At that time when she told me, I didn't cry or anything. It just really hurt. It does hurt to this day. But being insulted so many times, the things she said to me because of my preference of women, it really messed up our relationship to the point that I can't allow myself to have conversations with her like that anymore. I haven't seen her in years, and there are other layers to our relationship that made it that way. But me choosing to date women, she doesn't agree with it, and that's a huge component of why we're not getting along as we once did when I was a little kid. Nowadays I may talk to her every once in a blue moon. She calls me. I never make an effort to call her because I just know for me it's never going to be a conversation where I can feel better afterward. I just talk to her because I know she wants somebody to talk to. And also, every time we talk, all she talks about is the Most High, trying to get me to convert to that, and also trying to change me. So that is why I can't really have a conversation with her as much, and I don't have a relationship with her. Now, my dad, let's go ahead and talk about him. Again, I did grow up in a single parent household, so my dad, I didn't really know him that well. I just moved back to Florida. This is my home 3 years ago, and I decided to just start kicking it with him, seeing how it goes. Now, I don't necessarily see him as a father figure. I mean, that's understandable, right? But I do enjoy hanging out with him. We've been creating a relationship, a little bond we got. So we're cool. And he really accepts me for who I am. So I'm really happy to have a parent back in my life. I do enjoy having him around, being around him. So honestly, I feel like I lost my mom. That's just real. We did have a good relationship at one point, but now it's just nothing. So I'm glad to have a relationship with my dad. Very grateful for anybody in my life that accepts me for who I am as well. So that's pretty much how my relationship ended up with my parents after they found out that I like girls. If you guys like this content, let me know down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keeping it raw, keeping it real. And until next time, I'm China. I Who Party. Y'all take care. I'm out.